about to run out to run some errands, but I just opened this, and so day 12 is welcome to Southtown, USA, and I'm shocked. Like, I thought Christmas Spirit was my favorite. I think this is it. It's like it's a white base with like a wash of blue and yellow, some pink speckles, some dark navy speckles. I'm obsessed. That's amazing. And I'm off to the farmer's market. So I'll bring you all there with me. Hi friends, it is 7:20 or so on Saturday evening, and this is the first time this weekend I've been able to sit down in my office for an extended period of time. I'm winding yarn into a ball while I talk. I had a long day. I did a lot of things this morning. What did I do first? I got up and my uncle stayed with me the last couple of nights, and he's been kind of visiting family around the holidays and all that. So got up and had coffee with him, and then we went to the farmer's market and I got some great stuff. I got lettuce and broccoli and bell peppers, and then they always do some prepared foods. So I got some quiche and some pasta, good stuff. So we did that this morning, and then I came home. I got pecans too. And then I came home and made pecan banana bread, which turned out beautifully. So I did that, and then I went to get pho for dinner, pho and banh mi sandwiches with my uncle. Incredibly excited about them. He's from out of town and doesn't have stuff like that, so it was cool to be able to get that with him. So we did that and exchanged some presents, and I saw my brother's girlfriend today briefly, and she knew how to knit and had gotten interested in sock knitting. I've knit her several pairs of socks, and she had picked up some yarn at Hobby Lobby and asked me if she turned it into a tube, if I could turn it into socks, because that's how I made her Christmas socks. So it's a cotton worsted weight. Look at her. Look at those stitches. They're beautiful. So she sent me home with the tube and the yarn, which I'm winding in order to put in heels and toes. And the needles, I guess she used a 6 with it, which is probably what the ball band called for. And I'm going to turn it into some house socks for her. I'm going to see my brother tomorrow, so I'm hoping to do these tonight. That way I can give them to her tomorrow. I think she would like that. We'll give them to him to give to her. So I am hunkered in my office for the next couple of hours, hoping to clean off that table because it's chaotic right now, and catch up on Vlogmas and knit and just decompress, because I've done a lot of peopling, just family, but I am very much an introvert and need to be alone a lot. So hoping to get some of that alone time. But before I switch into watch Vlogmas and knit mode, I'm going to show you guys what I worked on this weekend. So I'll grab my projects for you. So today was day 12 of Advent, and I've been working on my cozy knitter socks. I posted these on Instagram today. But I put in my 12th stripe, and then I put in heel flaps on both socks. They have a heel flap and heel turn, and I picked up the gusset stitches, so I used a little bit of tomorrow's color. And I did that on both, so I've got a leg heel flap. Normally with a self-striping yarn, I would do an afterthought heel, but a heel flap fits me the best, and I love the look of a heel flap. I know that my stripes are going to be thinner in the gusset. I know it breaks all up. I understand all that. I know an afterthought he would look better, maybe better, depending on who you ask. But this way, the heels are done today, and then on Christmas Day, when I'm done with the socks, all I have to do is toes, and then I have socks. And I liked that plan better. So these guys look like socks now, and back to just a stripe a day on those until Christmas. So that's really exciting. And then tomorrow I get to start opening my second advent calendar, and I have the Harbor Fibers, the office themed advent, and I'm incredibly excited to be opening all of that and knitting with it. I did peek at that one. I opened them all. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I opened them all. But it was like 2 weeks ago. I forgot what they looked like. So it's fine. I put them back in the package. I'm doing it again. But I'm gonna do a round and round cowl with that. So I started the cuff, or the ribbing at the bottom. And this is just Knight in Shining Armor by Arkansas Yarn Co. It's a tonal gray. I love it. I'm using it in my botanic shawl too, that you guys have not seen because I've barely touched it. But I will eventually be using it in my botanic shawl. So I have the little ribbing done. That way tomorrow I can put my first color in it. And this one I'm hoping to keep up with every day because it's just 8 rows a day, whereas my habitation throw is an hour and a half of knitting every day to keep up with, and it's just not been happening, and I'm not putting pressure on myself for it. I'm gonna love it when it's done. I'm not gonna frog it. I frog most things. So there's that. And then I also worked on my mystery socks. I think I'm like 2 rows away from a heel, and I'm trying to decide on these guys. Comment below your feedback for tomorrow would be great. So these are my colors. They're a little chaotic in here right now. I'm not even gonna try to tidy that up, but so the pattern, it says that a contrast heel is optional. I was trying to decide if I wanted to put in like this gray or a lighter cream for the heel, or if I wanted to keep, Alexa, stop. My socks are washing, so that was my alarm for that. If I want to do the heel in my main color, that way all the contrasts are in color work. I'm leaning towards that because the cuff is in the main color. So I'm thinking, I think I just decided, but I mean, comment if you think I'm wrong. I'd appreciate it. But I think I'm gonna do the cuffs, heels, and toes in the main color, and then just have the pops of color in, and just have pops of color in the color work. I like that. So I'm doing that. I started the ribbing on the second one and did nothing else on that, but that is that sock. I am washing my socks and a couple sweaters. I'll show y'all in a second when I go grab those to pull them out of the water and press out the water and get them laid out to block. I'll just lay them out on towels here in the yarn room, and I have a thing to hang all the socks on. So I'm gonna do that. It's very dark, so not the best quality. That is my Love Note sweater laid out to dry, inside out, just because that's how it was. And that is my Super Simple Summer sweater laid out to dry, also inside out, don't know why. Love Note there is with Arkansas Yarn Co. yarn, custom dyed, fingering a mohair. That Super Simple Summer sweater is with Plymouth, all worsted. And then I have a little, I call it a socktopus. I know that's weird. This is how I dry my socks. They all just hang on these little clips in here. And sometimes I clip it in the bathroom. Sometimes I clip it just in my closet in my office here and just put a towel under it. So mine and my husband's socks are drying. And then I'm gonna work on this sock for Yo-Yo. It's my brother's girlfriend. I love that she did this. This is so fun. I'm excited to finish this for her. So they're gonna be good size. Her foot's really small, so I'll probably go toes and heels will go out there. So that's gonna be a good sock. They're gonna be a little big on her. I think we did 48 stitches is what I told her with a worsted, but she likes a big cozy house sock. So that's my plan. I'm gonna go watch Vlogmas. Thank you guys for watching, for bearing with me, and yep. So I am working on the socks. I split the tubes and I've got heels. No, I have toes in my brother's girlfriend's socks. So I'm gonna pop heels in those in a minute, tonight or tomorrow. And while I was wrapping those up, I just had the sudden urge to look through my old whips. So I thought I would share that with you guys. Just some lingering whips and what I've got going on with them. So my biggest whip, also potentially the most beautiful thing I've ever knit, is my Slipstravaganza, which is very much bunched up here and I can't do anything about that. I'm in the border. This should be done. There's no reason it's not done. But look at this thing. So for my Slipstravaganza, my main color was Stress Knits Perfectly Adequate, which is right here. And I've got these all in Yarn Cozies by Nitty Natty, the pattern by Nitty Natty. I love them. My contrast color 1 was a custom dye from Lori and at Arkansas Yarn Co. It was the light blue. Then my second contrast color was actually this one, and this, I don't know the name. I have the project page link below. This is from Apothecary Fibers. It's a local Arkansas dyer. And my last contrast color is Bumblebee by, big surprise, Lori at Arkansas Yarn Co. So I love these. Bumblebee is one of those colors that I bought just because Lori dyed it. Yellow's not really my thing, but then I had this Apothecary Fibers one too, that had the blue and the yellow, and I think it's perfect. So I would love to finish this one day. My issue with this is I kept up. I was on track with every section until I got to the border, and then the rows are 900 stitches. And it takes me 30 minutes to do one row. And I'll probably do the small, which is just 3 repeats of the chevron border, which I can't even show you because it's so huge. I don't even have a needle big enough. So I'll probably do the small, but I just need to do it. I just need to sit down and make a plan and get it done because it's gigantic. But that's a big whip. This is in a bag I got at Knit Unto Others. Is that what it's called? There's a yarn store in Rogers, Arkansas. That may not be what it's called. I can't remember. I got it at a local yarn store in Rogers, Arkansas. So I love this bag. And I did some mohair in it into Stress Knits mohair. So then I have a little tray here. I'm going to grab of other whips. And I'll just power through them. I have a little hat I cast on, one of those bubble beanies that were popular a while back. And this one is just with some Yarn Bee worsted. I'm holding it double for a bulky hat for my niece for Christmas. So I have that held double on 8s. That's what I'm doing there. I may take this with me tomorrow when we're out and about, because I'll have about 2 hours of car knitting where I'm not driving, and I could finish the hat then. So that would be nice to have it done. I have that. Shawls. I have 2 pairs of socks here that I'll show you in a second. I mentioned earlier my botanic shawl. I'm doing that in Arkansas Yarn Co. Knight in Shining Armor in this Sauber ball, the purple and blue one. This is gorgeous. Beautiful. I just have barely touched it. It's been on my needles for months. And then I started the Slipstravaganza, and then I was working on Christmas socks, and I just have a bunch of excuses, but I have that lovely thing that will eventually be a shawl. I also have a little Tangled Mess. A Georgia sock. This one is out of Malabrigo Red and Woo Pig from Arkansas Yarn Co. This Lori dyes. It's Woo Pig is for the Arkansas Razorbacks and the football team and whatever. So that's what this colorway is, and I did a pair of them for my husband, and I'm knitting these up to be a shop sample for Lori at Arkansas Yarn Co. And I just have a little 20-gram yarn cozy on this. I may even just do one sock and just get that to Lori just to have in the store. So that's on my needles. Then I have another pair of socks that are a half finished object. Here they are. This is a Malabrigo. Had a full skein of this in stash forever ago, and I wound it up and I've been using it for heels and toes everywhere. And this is a colorway from Lori called Rise Up, which I love. This is just my standard sock, which for me is a German twisted cast on, 64 stitches, 20 rows of 2x2 rib, a 60 row leg, a heel flap and gusset, and a 70 row foot and a rounded toe. I have that written up in a pattern that I have not yet put on Ravelry, but I may do that. I have not cast on the second sock. Actually, that's why I cast on and then I frogged it. I'm bad about that. If I lose my motivation, I don't put stuff down, I frog it. It was a second sock. That was dumb. I should have left it on the needles. Now I have to do it again. Anyway, so I'll do that. And the last whip that I could find, I'm sure there's more, were these skimmer socks that I started a while back. This is almost done. It's silly that it's not done. So these are a no-show sock that you start toe up. Yeah, I started toe up. So I started over here, and then when you get to the top of the toe, you split, leave the top half of stitches on hold and knit back and forth, knit and purl the bottom to the length, and then you do a heel flap and gusset. Then at the top of the heel flap and gusset, you pick up the whole top of the sock. That looks weird. And do a ribbing. I think there's some short rows and a ribbing. So I did all the body of it and picked up for the ribbing and then set it down. Then this is cast iron from Arkansas Yarn Co. on her regular plush base, and then Mad Tosh Electric, possibly. I'll link my pattern page for these guys too. So those are my whips right now. I just thought I would pop that in here and show you guys what I have on my needles. And maybe pulling them all out and putting them on this tray of whips will motivate me to actually finish them. That would be a miracle. So, y'all, I know this vlog is going on forever. Thank you for watching. If you're still watching, it's kind of crazy. It's a lot of me talking. I've got an afterthought heel going on this sock, so I'm going to sit here and finish these tonight before I go to bed. Although it's my bedtime, but at this point, I might as well. So, I just wanted to say good night. Hope y'all had a good day. Hope tomorrow everybody gets to start opening their 12-day advents, and I hope everybody gets incredible stuff. And I'll talk to you then. Y'all have a good night.